So Kalipso, this is the development environment in Kalipso. I'm not going to go into too many details, too many technical details. I'm just going to show you a quick overview of how we can create an app so you can understand the concept. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new project. And as you can see, when I start a new project, it allows me to select the type of device that I'm targeting with my application. I'm targeting a smartphone, a tablet, old Windows CE device. I can also target desktop applications and build applications for desktop. But for this presentation, the Memo 20, I'm going to use a smartphone. And as you can see, we have several styles that we can use for the app. We are creating new styles and you can make your own styles if necessary. So for now, I'm just going to select a style. And I'm going to give the name of the application. And also, it is very easy in Kalipso to create multi-language applications if necessary. For example, I'm going to make this application in English and Portuguese. And I can add more languages if I need to. But for now, I'm just going to do this. So I'm going to create the application. I'm going to save it here. So I'm going to start making something very simple. I'm going to create a new form, a new window for my application. And when I select new form, Kalipso already has some templates of applications that I can use, of forms. I can select one. For example, typical first screen of my application would be my login screen. So I'm just going to use this template. And as you can see, Kalipso has already given me a pre-built form with all controls that I'm going to use. But if I want to, I can create another form and make it empty. And I am going to build it myself in this case, and I'm going to design it as I want. So how can we start showing you something very simple to let you understand the logic of my application? Let's say that this is my first screen, my login screen, and this would be my menu. I'm going to change the name so I know what this is. I'm going to call this window menu. And let's say that when I click on this button, I would like to, I'm not going to do the full demo. I would usually check if the login of the user is correct, but I'm going to leave that for later. Let's say that I want to click on this button and I want to go to the menu screen. So in Kalipso, I go to the button and I go here where we say actions. Actions is Kalipso logic, where we build our application. And in the image, I can say, what do I want to do when I click on the button? So in this case, it's very simple. When I click on that button, what I want to do is show another form. And I want to show the menu form. And that's it. I already programmed my first button in Kalipso, this button, to show this window. I can do a little bit more. I can say that if I click on this button, I want to close this window so I can go back to the login. So let's do that. I'm going to this button and I'm going to say, when I click on it, I want to close the form. And that's it. So now, if I start my application, because we have a built-in simulator in Kalipso that I can use to test my application. I can already test it if I want. I'm going to click here. So I'm going to minimize this other window so it's easier for you to see. And as you can see, I already have my first window working, and I can click on this button, and I'm going to the menu. And if I click back, I'm going to go back to the application. If I click here, nothing happens because I have not programmed this button, but I can do it. I can also go to this button and say that when I click it, also close this form. And now I can test it again, but this time I'm going to test it and run it on my Memor20 device, this application that I've developed. I'm going to click in this button to test on my Android device. Oh, I lost connection, just a moment. Okay, here it is. So, as you can see, this is my Memor20 device, and it's already executing my application. I can click on the login button and go back again, and it's working. If I test it again, just to point something that I think it's important when using Kalipso, if you notice, I'm using a Memor20 device that has a screen size that is completely different from my PC screen size. So when I'm developing with Kalipso, I don't need to worry with how many pixels does the screen on my device has, because Kalipso will handle all the resizing and of the application for you. So if I develop an application for smartphone, I can run it in any smartphone device without needing to worry about how to scale my application. Kalipso will do all of that for me. So let's continue. Let's make it now a little bit more complex, our application. Let's say the first thing I would like to do, I would like to show a window with my products, the products that I have on a database. For example, I have here SQL Server with the database and several tables. Let's say I want to show, this is the products that I have. I want to show them on an application in my Memor20 device. How can I do it? So, first thing, let me hide this. So first thing, just a quick explanation before I continue. We have with Kalipso available this application that's MIS Communicator. It's free, it's included with the platform, and this will work as a gateway for our applications, and it will allow applications to connect to a database server. It will allow applications to transfer files similar to an FTP. So I can send files to a PC, get files, and do start applications on the PC if necessary. So I can do a lot of things with MIS Communicator. But I'm not going to go into details in this session about this. This is a little bit more technical. Basically, what I need to do in my Kalipso applications is tell them where is MIS Communicator that will be used to talk with the database. So the only thing I need to do is tell where it is. I'm going to use my PC IP address to say this is where MIS Communicator is. So I can talk with any database or send files to that PC if necessary. Now I can start working with databases. So I'm going to connect to this SQL Server database with Kalipso. So I'm going to add a new database. Select OLEDDB. You can use ODBC or OLEDDB, whatever you prefer. So I'm going to tell them that my SQL Server is here. And what database do I want to use? And now I can decide if I want my application to be online or offline. So when I say that my application is online, for example, in a warehouse, I have a Wi-Fi connection in the warehouse, I can build an online application and have the device connected directly to the database. If not, I can say I'm working offline, and what Kalipso will do is create a copy of the database to the device, and then we will have synchronization mechanisms to transfer the data. So I'll start with online, but then later I will change to offline to show you how easy it is. So now I'm connected to the database. I'm just going to say, what tables in this database do I need to use? For now, I'm just going to use the products, inventory, and families for this quick demo. But if I need, I can add tables later. Okay, so now in my application, I can start using these three tables. I'm connected to the database. So what I need to do is the user interface. I'm going to make another form. Where I'm going to show my products. Let's change this label so we can more easily understand what is happening. Okay, and change the name of the form too. Okay, products. Okay, so here I want to see my product list. I can simply drag this table, the products table, to this form and say, okay, I want to show the code, the name, I want to show the price and the stock. I think I can add more later if I need to. So I can add a table to show my products and also the price and stock, the columns that I have selected. Oh, let's stretch this a little bit more. Okay. So we're almost done. What is missing in my application is in my menu, I need a button to go to the products. So let's do that. I'm going to use icons that I already have here. Kalipso ships with several icon sets that you can use for your apps. We also have additional icon sets in our web page that can be downloaded. But I can just search products, select an icon, and drag it into my application. So let's say that when I click in this button, I can also add text to it if I need to. Let's just put it like this. Okay. And I can start building the menu of my application. So I have the user interface ready. Let's put some code that's actually not code into our application to make it work. So it's very simple. I'm going to say that when I click on this image, I want to show the products. I'm going to do that. So when I click it, I want to show the products form. And I'm going to say that this button will close this form like the others. And for this to work, I only need to say, when do I want to fill in this table, this product list? I think the best place to do it is when the form opens. So I'm going to say that when the form opens, I want to refresh the contents of the products table. It's as simple as this. So I can start the application, the simulator. And if I click here, I went to the products table and I can see my products on my database. So my first application in these 5 minutes is working. And if I test this also on Android, the same application without changing anything will also run on my Memor20 device. So I'm going to show you, this is the device that you're seeing, okay, it's the Memor20, the application that you're seeing on the screen, okay. So the application is basically running without any change on the Memor20 device. I'm just going to make it a little bit more complicated so you can see that if we want to change our application, it could still going to be very easy to do, and I'm not going to have to program. For example, I want to filter this table. I want to select the product family and show in the table only the products from that family. So I can start to add some more logic to my application, and it's very easy. I'm going to create a combo box here. Let's call it combo family. And I'm going to say that I want to show data from a table on the database. I want to show the families. I want to show to the user the name of the family, but I want to return the code so I can use the family code to filter the data. Okay. And now I'm going to say that this table is filtered where the family equals the combo family. And it's done. So to finish, I'm going to change a little bit the logic of the application. When my application starts, I want to fill in this combo box with the families. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to say when the form opens, I want to refresh the combo family. And I'm also going to say that when I select an option here, I want to refresh this table. So I'm going to do that. So when I change the selection on the combo, I want to refresh the table. And that's it. Let's test our application again. Now I'm going to log in. Here I have the families, and if I click, I have a filtered list from the selection I'm making. So this is how easy it is to use Kalipso to build applications for our mobile devices. And all the logic in Kalipso will be very, very similar to what I have just done here. So this that I have created here is a very basic example. Let me minimize here. But let's say now I want to make this usable app, for example, in a warehouse, and I want to make an inventory with this application. So we can see a little bit more how we can interact with the database, put data on the database, and then use the barcode to scan products while I'm making the inventory. So I'm going to create another form. Where I'm going to make the inventory. Let's change the title. I'm going also to change this label here. Okay. So I'm going to make it very simple for this. I don't want to go into many details or you will get bored. But I'm going to use a label. And I'm going to put a text box where the user will enter the product. Okay, input. Okay, so very simple for now. I'm going to add another label here because I think it's good when the user selects a product to see the name of the product. I'm going to call it label name. It will show the name of the product that I have just selected or scanned. And then I'm going to create another entry for the quantity. Let's call it quantity. and another text box for the quantity. That will be numeric. Okay. So this is almost finished. Center left. Okay. And now that my user interface is finished, all that's missing is to put the logic in the application. So first thing, I need another option in my menu to go to the inventory. So I'm going to my icons, I make a search. Let's say I like this icon here. Also going to put it. Okay. Let's put a title. And put the text in the bottom. Okay. So, good. I have a new option in my menu that I want to use to open this window. So the same logic, I'm going to say that when I click on it, I want to show the inventory form. That's done. Now I'm going to program the back button so I can close it if I need to. That's it, close form. And now to finish, I will say, okay, I'm going to use this input. I'm going to enter the product code, press the enter key, and I want to get the name of that product to show to the user he selected the correct product. So let's do that in our application. So I'm not going to use the click. In this case, I am going to add a key to this. I'm going to add the enter key. And now I'm going to say, okay, when I press enter, what do I want to do? Well, I want to go to this table and get the name of the code I entered. So I'm going to do a select on the database. And I say I want to select from the products the name, and I want to put the name in the label name. Okay, I don't need anything else, just going to filter where the product code equals input product. And that's it. Now I have the product name. I can add a little bit more logic. For example, I enter an incorrect product code. I'm going to give an error message to the user. So I'm going to make it a condition, an if, and I'm going to use a variable that we have in Kalipso, record count. So I will say if record count is 0, it means my query did not return anything. I'm going to show a message to the user, message box, and I'm going to say product not found. Else, if everything is okay, I can make life easier to my user and put the focus, the cursor, in the quantity text box so he can enter the quantity if necessary. And that's it. Now the enter is working. I can also do something that's in this. I'm going to say that the default value will be 1. So the user will already have the default value of quantity to 1. So he doesn't have to type 1 if he doesn't want to. And to finish, I'm going to do the same thing. When I press enter here, I want to insert the record on the database. So I'm going to add the enter key. And I can do it a little bit more intelligent if I want to. I'm going to insert a record in this table that it's empty. But if this product already is in that table, I want to increment the quantity. So I can show you how we can put a little bit more of logic in our application. It's very easy. I'm going first to select from the database, in my inventory table, I want to get the current quantity, put it in a variable. I'm going to give it a name, current quantity, where product code equals to input product. Same logic that I'm going to use. If record count is 0, I know that I have not scanned this product yet, so I need a new record on the database. So I need to insert a new record on the database in the inventory table. In the description, I'm going to put the label name. In the product code, I'm going to put input product. And in the quantity, I'm going to put input quantity. Very easy. If the record already exists, sorry?
Yeah. Any question? No. Okay.
So if the product already exists, I want to do an update. Also very easy. I'm going to say I want to update the inventory table. In the quantity, I need the current quantity plus input the new quantity, where product code equals input product. And that's it. We can speed things up to our user. So if I just inserted a new article on the inventory table, I'm going to clear the form and I'm going to put the focus back into the input product so he can use and scan another product. So if I haven't forgotten anything, my application is working, my inventory application. Let's test the application. So, as you can see, this is the database. The inventory table is empty. Now, if I go to inventory, I'm going to put product 001, enter. Okay, Coca-Cola. I got the description from the database. I'm going to put quantity 10, enter. And you see, it cleared the form immediately for the next product. Now I can put 002, quantity 20, and that's it. If I check my database, I have the two records that I just used in my application. So this same application will work, if I want, without any change, in my Memor20 device. I can test it there. So in my Memor20 device, the exact same application. Now I'm going to use I'm going to use Coca-Cola, quantity 5. I should have 15 now on the database. So yeah, I have 15 on the database. So I've just, in 10-15 minutes, I've just created from scratch an application that will run on my Memor20 device. It will allow me to check my products and to make an inventory online directly connected to my database. And if I am using my device with the barcode scanner in wedged mode, so keyboard emulation mode, I would not have to change anything, because if it would just scan the product here, press enter, and execute the entire process of the application without me changing anything. But that's not what I want to show you. What I want to show you is how can I control the barcode scanner on my Memor20 device using Kalipso. So I'm going to change this application to use the barcode scanner. So normal logic, let's say, when I start my application, let's say after I log in, when I open the menu, I'm going to say I want to connect to the Datalogic scanner. And I'm going to do another thing. I'm going to disable it. Because when I'm in the main menu, I do not want the user to be able to scan any barcodes. Okay? And when I close the form, I will disconnect. Okay? So now I'm in control of the scanner from my Member 20 device. Now it's very easy. I want to use the barcode scanner in this window, in this form. So I'm going to say that when this form opens, I want to enable the scanner. And I'm going to say, I'm going to rename this variable. I'm going to call it barcode. And also I can change this because we can also get the type of barcode that was scanned if necessary. Now here I'm going to use barcode and here the type. Okay. So now when my form opens, the scanner will be enabled. And when it closes, I will disable it again. So I have full control of the Datalogic scanner, and I will only allow the user to scan while he's in the inventory screen. So let's test this application and see what happens. I'm going to test it on my Member 20 device. Okay, I'm going to log in. I don't know if you can see in the camera, the Datalogic device. Okay. Do you confirm you can see it? Yes?
Yeah, we can see it.
You can see it. Good. So if now, let me try to show you again this. I'm pressing the scan button and it doesn't do anything. But now I'm going to the inventory and I'm pressing, and you see the light? Now it's working. If I go back, now it's not working anymore. So now I have full control of the scanner. Now it works. And if I scan a barcode, let's say I'm going to put my cursor here. If I scan a barcode, I have several barcodes here. If I scan a barcode, you'll hear the beep, but you are wondering, whoa, nothing is happening. Exactly nothing is happening because I'm not using keyboard emulation. I am controlling the barcode scanner. Now I can say, when I scan a barcode, what do I want to do? And I'm going to change my application to handle the barcode. So now I'm going to say here, very easy. Let me show you the products table. When I scan a barcode, I want to go to the database and get the product code of the barcode I've just scanned. I'm going to do that. It's very easy. I'm going to the inventory screen, and I'm going to add another event, the barcode scanned. And here I am going to say, what do I want to do when the user scans a barcode? What I want to do is very easy. I want to select from the database. I want to select the product code into the input product, where the barcode equals to my variable barcode that has the barcode that I have just scanned. Okay, so first step is done. If I run this application, I will get the barcode in this text box. I can make it automatic, and I'm not going to repeat the code. Now I'm going to say execute on the input product and enter. So the user does not have to do anything, and I do not have to repeat the code again here. So with this simple 2 lines of code, my application, if I haven't forgotten anything, should now work. Let's see it. So screen. Okay. So now I'm going to inventory. I'm going to scan. Okay, you see Coca-Cola. I've scanned the barcode and it retrieves the name from the database. It put the code there. I can change the quantity if necessary or not. And if I want, I scan another product. Okay. Once again, I can change the quantity, 90. Okay. And if I check my inventory table, it's getting updated. Okay. So this is how simple it is for me using Kalipso to have full control on the scanner from the device. Okay. There's a lot of things I can do. I can, for example, say that when you're on this table, you can only scan UPCA barcodes, and on the other screen, I can only scan code 39 barcodes. So I can make much more control on what I'm doing with the reader. And I can also know when the user scans, if he scanned UPC, code 39, GS1 barcode, etc. Okay.
If you can we only see the action about set symbology? Or
Yes,
we
sure.
easily can tell to the application
example,
to no. Okay.
Let's say that on this screen, for example, on my notebook, I have code 39 barcodes. I could say that I want to configure the Datalogic scanner and say I can only scan code 39 barcodes and nothing else. So it's as simple as this. Now this application would only be able in this inventory table to scan a code 39 and nothing else. Okay, it's as simple as this. Okay, or I can enable them all and say he can scan anything he wants. Okay, it's very simple. Something else, just a little pause on our application. I have not shown you yet, but it's very easy. I told you that I was creating this application in both English and Portuguese. I have not doing it, but if I want to, for example, let's say this screen, I want to make it available in both English and Portuguese. It's very easy. I can go, for example, here and say that this label in English is inventory, in Portuguese is inventário. Okay, very easy. Now I'm going to say this label in English is product, in Portuguese artigo. So this is how easily I can make a multi-language application. Quantidade, Portuguese. Okay, so now my application in this screen is already done, is now ready to work both in English and in Portuguese. So it's very simple to make it work in many languages. And we can also, if we have a big application, we can add languages later, export files for translation, import them back to the application, do it inside Kalipso if I want. We also have integration with Google Translator and Bing Translator. So we can send the translation requests to Google, show you the result, and then you can correct, you check it, you can correct something that the automatic translator did not do very well and fix it. But it's very easy to make our application in multi-language. Okay, so let's go on with our application. I'm not going to take much more time. I'm just going to show you a few more things that I think probably our customers are using a lot. This application, for example, if I do not have a Wi-Fi connection on my warehouse, I don't want to use it online, because if I'm going out, I will not have Wi-Fi connection and I will not be able to access the database directly. So I'm going to change this application to work in offline mode. So changing it to offline mode is very easy. I'm going to say that this database that I'm connected to works in offline. Okay? And now I can go to each table and say, how does this data synchronizes? It synchronizes from the server to the PDA and from the PDA back to the server. Okay, so the inventory table, I want to synchronize it back to the server when I'm making the inventory. Okay, so I'm going to test the application now that I've changed it to offline to see what happens. Products. Sorry, I'm not. This is not where I want to show you. Sorry. This is from the. Okay, I was too quick, and I have the data from yesterday. Okay. So you see, I have an empty database. My products table, my families table is empty. Why does this happen? Because I'm offline. I have the database on the device, but I have no data on the device. So this means that somewhere in my application, I have to decide when do I want to synchronize with the server. I can use this one. So let's put a new option in our main menu to synchronize. Okay. So I'm going to say that when I click on this image, what I want to do is synchronize my data. I'm not going through the details in this session, okay? Just to show you that I can select which tables to send to the server, which tables to send to the device, filter the data, etc. Okay? So it's done. Now, if I test the application again, let's check it. Products. I have no data in my database, but if I synchronize, okay, it's a small database. It was very fast. Okay, if I go here, now it's working. Okay, and the same thing happens when I'm making my inventory. Let's put product 005, quantity 34. If I go to the database, I do not have the record on the database. But if I synchronize, the data now was sent to the server and I get the new records on the database. So this is a very simple example of how I can make an application that I'm in a place where I have Wi-Fi connection, I synchronize, now I get my Memor20 device out, I make the full inventory, I get back, I click this button, and I made the synchronization of all the data back to my server. Okay? So this is a very simple example, but it shows you that we can work both in online or offline mode. And I know that lots of our partners still use files to transfer data. So let's just make, before we finish, another very quick example. Let's say that I do not want to click on this button to send the inventory to my server. I want to create a CSV file with the inventory result and send that file to the server, for example, or leave it on the device and you copy it with the USB cable, whatever you prefer. I can do it very quickly. It's very easy. Let's add another option here in my menu. Now let's say that when I click on this, I want to export a CSV file. Okay, let's do it. It just takes us 20 seconds. So I'm going to say, when I click it, I want to export from a table. And I'm going to say, I want to export my inventory table. I want to export, I can put all the columns, no problem. And I want to use the semicolon as a separator for the columns. So it is asking me the name of the file I want to use. I'm going to create a file called export.csv. Okay. So Kalipso will export this file with the result of the inventory table. I can go through the details if I want and change a couple of more things. And now I can leave it on the device if you want to use a USB cable to copy the data. But I can also use MIS communicator that is running on the server and do it very simple. Send file to PC. So basically what I want to do is send this file to my server. I'm going to choose replace in case there's already a file over there. Okay, so now my application has a new option that I can use. Let's go to the, I'm going to show you here. This is my PC. Okay. So I'm going to run it on the memory. Let me show you. Okay. I'm going to test this now on the memory device. Okay. Let me show you. So, oops, here it is. I can synchronize. So now if I make the inventory, I'm not going to do it again because already done, but if I click on the export button, okay, yeah, sorry, this is not the folder, it's this folder, sorry. I can do it again. I'm going to delete these files, export. Okay, you see a file on my PC that I can open. And there's the inventory I just made available, okay? So this is how simple it is if we prefer to export data to a file. If I want to import, not going through that now, but it's as easy as calling file import to table. And I can import a CSV file into my local database. And I can make my application completely independent from any SQL database or whatever. Okay. Two more things before we finish. We are not going through many details about voice. I just want to let you know that we also have voice integrated in Kalipso. We have voice integrated in two different ways. We have a native voice integration. What is native voice integration? It means we can use Google in Android, Google engines for voice. This is acceptable for simple scenarios, but for more advanced scenarios like voice speaking, etc., we use nuance engines, nuance voice engines that are integrated in the platform, and that allows us to use voice recognition much more reliably for situations like voice speaking, that we want to make complete control on what is recognized and what to do when something is recognized. But just to give you a little bit of show of how easy it is to add voice into a Kalipso application, let's say that in this application, what I want to do is when I scan a barcode, Kalipso is already going to the database to retrieve the product. I want to send a voice message, put the device saying the name of the product that I just scanned. Okay? So in this inventory, very easy. I'm going here. When I just selected the product from the database, and what I want to do is as simple as a voice message And in this first message, I want to say the name of the product and please enter quantity. So now when I scan a product, the application will say the name of the product and please enter quantity. Okay. Let's test our application. So now I'm going to run it again on the memory device. Okay, so I have the device here. Okay, sorry. I'm going to go to the inventory. I'm going to scan the product. Sorry, this can take a couple of seconds the first time.
Coca-Cola, please enter quantity.
The first time we start the application, it will take like 3 or 4 seconds to initialize the engines. But now if I do it again.
Pepsi-Cola, please enter quantity. Coca-Cola, please enter quantity.
Can you hear it? The device speaking?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Coca-Cola, please enter quantity.
the logic of adding voice to Kalipso is still, you do not have to be a developer to do it. You can do it with just drag and dropping the actions, the events that we want to use for voice. Okay? It's very easy to do. It's the same concept as all of the rest of the Kalipso application.
Yep.
Okay, just one more thing to finish that I want to show you. Since I have a Memory 20 device, I'm going to try to do something. For example, I would like to show here on this display, that Memory 20 device, the current inventory quantity. Let's say, when I look here, I want to see the total of the scanned quantity, the total of this column in this display. Okay, I'm going to try to do it. So we do not have the SDK for this screen yet available, but we have checked that the Datalogic Memory 20 device will show the content of the notifications. Okay, so in Kalipso, I'm going to create a function. Okay, we are not going to go into many details. I'm going to create a function. Let's call it is total quantity. What I want to do is as simple as select from the database the inventory table. I want to select the sum of the quantity into this variable, total quantity. Okay, I'm going to make a loop. Let's not get this complicated. A simple loop that will be always running. And what it will do is very simple. Retrieve the total quantity in the inventory and set the service notification. Okay, I want to show inventory. I want to show the total quantity. Okay, this is what I want to show. And let's do this this update on the device every 3 seconds or whatever you want, so we don't make it too heavy. And when my application starts, start service, the total quantity service. Okay, let's see if I haven't forgotten anything. Let's run it on the memory device. Okay. Okay, so let me see if I can show you this. Can you see it there?
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
I don't know. It shows inventory. Let me see if I can look at the camera. Okay.
No.
Can you see that it's not easy, not many resolution.
easy.
It says
Oh, yeah.
inventory, it says the quantity, okay?
Okay.
So with Kalipso, I've just put the description that I want on this screen on the device, the notification screen, okay? It's not very...
That means we can send to from Kalipso to the second screen of the memory, okay, 20,
Yes.
the information we want, okay?
Yeah.
But even without the SDK from Datalogic at the moment, okay? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically what the device is doing, you see now it's not on, but when we turn off the screen, okay, it's like we've put the device on our pocket or whatever, it starts displaying the notification I'm just putting with Kalipso over there, okay?
Great.
So this is as simple as it can get to build applications with Kalipso to the Datalogic devices that our partners can use to make, and they don't have to be developers, they don't have to be experts, and they can very easily make their own applications. Okay.
Yeah. That means, Philip, that we have used perhaps 10 different actions, okay? Kalipso have hundreds of actions,
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
To control serial ports, to control sockets, to even if you want to have to control Bluetooth or Bluetooth low energy. Also, we have actions to interact with the sensors of the device, like accelerometers, this kind of things, no?
Yes.
Okay, great.
There are a lot of technologies that we can use in Kalipso. We're only going through a few of them.
Yeah,
but we can talk about other technologies if we want. RFID, we have NFC integrated, voice, like we told you, GPS, email, printing, etc. A lot of things that are available to use with the platform.
Of course, okay. And also printing is really easy with Kalipso, okay. Like Philip told at the beginning, okay, developer can have the platform and create how many apps they want and install on many devices they want, okay, without any fees. That means the licensing mode is per developer, except on the case if we are using nuance engines for applications like voice speaking, okay, that will be a royalty, a fee per device. It's the reason it's quite easy because nuance also charges for device, okay, each license for device, okay. But without the part of the voice, nuance voice, okay, our partners don't need to pay nothing for the applications, okay. They just need to buy the developer license and build how many apps and deploy it for how many devices they want. And can be Android, Windows 10, or iOS, okay, of course. Can we show how easy it is to generate an APK to put on Play Store, for example, of this app?
Exactly. Now, if I want to build an APK, just go here, create APK. We put in the application information, the logo, the icon, digital signature. I'm not going through the details, okay? But if I leave all the defaults, I'm just going to click OK. And in the end of the process, I should have an APK ready to upload to Google Play.
Yep.
Takes like a minute to compile, but in the end, I have an APK ready to put in Google Play or just copy to the device and use it with sideloading. I don't have to use Google Play.
Yeah. It's so easy to do it, and it's the same process for Windows Mobile, Windows CE, or Windows 10. Okay. Of course, if a customer needs to generate a file for iOS, okay, need to have an extra step. It's compile the file we generate in the Mac, only that, okay, because it's mandatory for Apple. But in case you are using Android, okay, it's the case we are using with Datalogic devices. Just do that, and the application is ready to send to a customer or upload in Play Store. Okay, don't need to do nothing more. Okay, and Also the part of the voice, like Philippe told you, okay? If you are using, we have several customers using Kalipso voice, okay? To create voice picking applications, and really works really well, okay? And we have also tested with some devices like Mem or 10 with some Bluetooth headsets, okay? And works well. We have tested with, I think, from headsets from Jabra, okay? And with a Mem or 10, it works perfect, okay? It means if you have partners that need to create voice applications, like voice picking applications, really can use your devices with headsets of the market with Kalipso, and it works perfectly without any problem. Okay. Okay,
Yes.
Philip.
Yes, the APK is ready. So I can just pick this up and put on any Android device, copy it with USB cable to the Memor 20 and install it.
Yeah, it's no problem. Okay, I think the objective of this webinar is to show you how easy it is to create an app, okay, for Android devices using, in this case, Datalogic devices, okay, manage the barcode reader, okay, and showing how you can create an application you working online or offline. Also, of course, you can create applications using not only database connection, but you can use web services, or like Philip explained, you can use text files to exchange files between, okay, send and receive files, okay, to the device. It's up to you, okay. And at the end, if you need to integrate more complicated things that they are supported on Kalipso, okay, if they are not supported, okay, you can create your own DLL or jar, correct, Philip? Okay.
Yes.
And can generate your jar, integrate that in Kalipso. Okay, if you have something, it's really specific. Okay, so it's tricky, but you can extend your application, creating your own functions on Android with Android Studio if you want. Okay, but no, you don't need it. But if you, I don't know, perhaps some kind
maybe to have some lower level control on hardwares and specific hardware device that it requires you to use an SDK,
you
can do it, but normally it's not necessary.
Yeah, okay.